Good morning, peoplerinos. It is back in the shed. It's been a good couple of weeks. I have not been brilliant. I've had flipping gout in my ankle, which renders me immovable, basically, and it's flipping painful. Those of you that suffer from gout. Right, back in the shed for a very good reason. The cylinder barrel has been repaired. Mr. Paul has waved his magic wand over it and repaired the thing to a degree of excellence. I'll show you in a sec. And he's also done my little indicator bracket, welded it properly, where I bodged it up with a flipping arc welder. Right, let's take a look at said masterpiece. There we go, look at that. Beautifully shaped. Nice new stud there. Let's get a bit of light on it so we can see what's going on. Look at that, beautiful. Thank you, Sir Paul. That is awesomeness, absolutely. Even new studlets, that flipping heck. So it's had a bit of agitation in there to get rid of the mountains of notches that were in there. That was horrible. Paul's running his blasting finger around in there with a bit of emery, and yeah, it's ready to go back on the bike. Oh baby, yeah! I've been looking for one of these gaskets, still cannot find one for love nor money. So I'm going to pop a bit of fuel in there, and I'm going to see if it leaks before I go too much further. This needs to be painted up to protect it, and a little bit of tidying up around the edges there, and then yeah, we're ready to go. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait to get this little beastie at least ticking over, so it can bed itself in, the piston can bed itself in, and there, and make sure that oil pump works as well. Well, that's key, isn't it? What I'll do is I'll leave the HT lead off whilst I turn the engine over when it's all back in the bike and the oil tank's fitted and the oil's in, and I'm going to try and bleed it off so that the oil's there straight away, and I'll keep turning it, keep cranking it, and make sure that the oil is coming out. As Mr. Paul explained to me yesterday, because I don't know a lot, I just know what I know. And Paul explained to me that you can overuse, you can put too much two-stroke oil in your petrol mixture, as well as having the pump working. Too much is a bad thing, because obviously for detonation purposes you need petrol, and if there's too much oil in there, there's more oil than petrol, and it gets nasty. So yeah, I was thinking about, perhaps making sure this system works, and perhaps putting a little bit as well in the tank. I'm going to refrain from doing that. I'm just going to see how it goes and let it do its thing. Okay, that's enough waffling. I need to get a brew, and I need to do a massive tidy up in there. It's been ages. I've had the things going on. I've not been in there, and there is not an inch of work surface available. It's just a flipping bomb site in here, honest to goodness. I struggled to get in the shed this morning, literally, and it is bogging freezing. Right, I got gloves to put on, but before I do that, I've got other gloves to put on before I put the gloves on. So I've got 2 lots of gloves on because it's that cold. Right, I'm doing okay, guys. Anyway, thanks for asking. Yeah, brilliant. Comments flying in left, right and centre for the various rebuilds that I've done. Thank you guys for commenting. All helps, it's all good. Oh, flipping heck, it is just above freezing. And I've had the heater off in here. I'd forgotten I'd turned it off. What a muppet. So it is actually properly cold in here today. So it's like a fridge. Right, talking about fridges, I've got myself a little USB fridge that plugs in. It's got little switches on there, and you put your can of Coke in there, and it keeps it cool via USB. How cool is that? Not bad, is it? It actually works. I tried it last night with a can of Coke, and yeah, spot on. Right, okay, zip it easy and crack on, boy. Okay, so a bit of science time. Tarquin can't make it, sadly. He's stuck up in Scotland. Okay, right, what have I been doing? I have been charging my battery, my spare battery. This is basically a dud, but it kind of holds a bit of charge. So let's turn that off. Where's that plugged into? That's not that one. There, let's turn that off. Okay, we'll disconnect that and that. And what I've basically done, let's get that cable out of the way, is I've put two Alucard terminal connections on there. Red is brown, so brown's alive. I've connected the negative to the negative on the battery, and basically I've just got to dab that onto there to make engine turn over. That's if the starter motor works. Alright. Okay, so I've sort of Tommy Hilfigered this up here with a bit of two-stroke oil. So that's feeding down directly into the pump. The pump's on full chat, and there is the pipe still as it was. So all I've done basically to the engine is I've removed this fan because I didn't want that catching in me woolly jumper, because I'll be going. Okay, so let's dab on and see what happens. Let me sit you up there for a second. Blah blah blah. Righto. Thus, okay, let's dibby dabble and see if we get any pumpage going on there. Yes, we do, but it's intermittent. Now, whether it needs priming or what, I don't know. There is no prime screw on it, sadly. It's not a screw you can just open up and let the air out. But thinking about it, if you think about it, I mean, when we first took the engine apart and got that barrel off, that piston was, well, it wasn't seized, was it, as such, but it had run extremely hot and melted, basically melted and scored and overlated and all the rest of the crap that comes along with overheated engine. So when I took the bite apart, when I took the oil reservoir off the two-stroke oil reservoir, there was oil in it, but the damage had already been done. So had it run dry, or had the pump failed, the seals inside the pump, had they failed, I think going by by the facts that are here present, or that were there present, I reckon that pump's shagged. So I'm going to have to take that off, aren't I? And take it apart, see if I can take it apart. I think it's a sealed thing. I'm going to get the old manual. Where's the old manual? Where's the book? The Book of Disgust. It was here just now. There it is. I'm going to take that indoor, get myself a brew, and digest what it says about the oil pump. See if I can change a seal or so. I can't even remember if I did change a seal in it. I can't remember. But that is certainly not pumping constantly like it should do. If there's air in it, I've tried sucking on that pipe whilst spinning the engine over, and there is nothing going on. So, oh bloody hell, fire! Is it thundering? Don't know. Right, so leave it with me. I will go and digest that Burke, and I will see what the problem is. If all else fails, I'll just leave that in situ, and I will simply use a mixture in the oil. Mix some two-stroke oil in with the petrol. Sorry, beg your pardon. Okay. Right, brew time. Swine. It's in the house. Eye protection. It's underrated, isn't it? Right. Shed. Barrel. Fixed, ready. Nicely welded there. Not my handiwork, I might add. A friend of mine did that. Popped a couple of pair of studs in. Honed that out a little bit with some finger blast in there. So that's all ready to go. Oil pump does not work. It does not mean working. I have taken all apart, had the plunger out, had the little pump out. Here is the little oil seal which goes in there. This part obviously is in the crank, driven from the crankshaft gear tooth there. And this plastic seal is proper hard, lad, proper hard. So we could possibly be losing compression down through the oil pump, which inevitably, it broke it, basically, yeah. Easy for me to say. So I've filled these up, I have filled that up, I have pulled this, I have installed it in the engine, I have wired the cables up, so the engine is firing over before I took the barrel off, I might add. And there was no pumpage there at all. It is dead. So I'm awaiting on another oil seal. It's been a couple of weeks and I'm blimmin' annoyed about it, but I've managed to take those measurements, give it to somebody online, and they've said, yeah, we can do that, and they've done it, but they've said they've dispatched it, but it's not here. So if that goes in and it goes back in the bike and the engine turns over and it starts to wumpy the oil, then fair dues. That's that done and dusted, isn't it? So I can just need to adjust that when the bike is running. Otherwise, it's take out the guts in here, throw them in the parts drawer, and so put this back in the bike. So this seal and all that there is still in situ, so I'm not using any compression through the oil pump. Right, and then I will put the oil mixture, the 2-stroke oil mixture, into the fuel tank directly and run it from there. Slightly rich to start with, but obviously as time goes by, I've got to play with the adjustments. 25 to 1, 30 to 1, 50 to 1, I don't know, I need to look it up. I'm dribbling. Right, before we go any further with that today, like I say, it's Saturday today, so hopefully Posty will bring this little seal and say, I'm very sorry, Easy, it's taken so long, but I'm a plonker. Who knows, it might happen. So what have I been doing? I have been tackling the thing I hated the most, and that was that bloody rack. Do you remember it was like plastic coated all over it, and you can't wire brush it off. It's just, it's on there. I even had the hot air, the blowtorch on there, burning it off. It starts to bubble and blister, and when you go to scrape it, it just stays on. It just bakes on. So I've drastic tactics. I've got Mr. Floppy disk. Whoa. And now look at it. Yes, it needs a bit of fine tuning, but basically I've gone over and pretty much, oh, I've missed a bit. Oh, bugger. I'll have to get the floppy wheel out in a sec just to finish that bit off. And there's lots of little bits that I can't get into, like there and right into there. There's too much of this in the way to get in there. Do you know what? I could actually unweld that, couldn't I? Do that and then weld it back on. What do you reckon, lads? Yay or nay? Nay. No, I'm not good enough for that. I'm shite. Right. I need to get the FZ out. I need to get that running. I need to run a few tanks of fuel for it. Adjust that oil pump so it's pumping properly. Because I had a dry seize when I first took it out for a test ride, because I beamed it down the road and I beamed it back again, and as I got to my turn in, it went so I stopped, looked at it, I give it a bit of a cuss, kicked it over, and she started up again. So I gingerly rode it round and indoors, and there it sat ever since. So I want to get that out, because the state of fuel costs, I mean, they're going through the roof, baby. So that needs to stop. I can't. I mean, the burger, right? The burger's gone from £14 for, I don't know. It's a 15-litre tank, okay, and the F starts flashing, the empty starts flashing, not the F, the E starts flashing, and of course you pull into a petrol pump, it's a petrol station as soon as you possibly can, which is convenient. And you put your nozzle in and you squirt it, and you get 13.5 litres in there, or 13. So, you know, you've got another 2 litres left when the F starts flashing. That's good. However many miles that does, I don't know. So I just fill it up. But anyway, it's gone from, like, what I say, about £13, £14, up to flipping £18 already, just to fill it up. I mean, I could go around the world on the FZ on £18 worth of fuel, couldn't I, really? But you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, well done, Pezza. That bike of yours looks fantastic. Oh, thank you for that little video. I'd say hi to Peter. Peter, if you want the RS, it might be for sale soon. Mum's the word. So, yeah, that's next to finish off. Oil seal, barrel on, head on, ducting on, side cases on, engine on, bike, panels on, screwed, bolted, torqued, petrol. Will it happen today? I don't know. My hair is going. My hair is coming off today. That's why it's a bit wurzel gummage, Aunt Sally. So yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I am sick and tired of having to freaking wash it every 5 seconds because it's got a mind of its own. So there you are. I'm gonna do a Peaky Blinders. With the cap on. What do you reckon? Don't know. Okay, I'm going to do some more sanding, grinding, painting, and then hot air gun, and it should be ready, shouldn't it, to go on the back of the bike here. I'm just waiting on an oil seal, and that is literally flipping it. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not actually. There should be a panel, a plastic panel with like a slit in it for a handle, because that's solid. That's a metal plate to pick the back bike up and rock it over onto the main stand. And this little piece protrudes through a hole in it there, and it's sort of this shape. Well, you can see the shape of it. It's sort of like that, and it's obsolete, and it wasn't with the bike. Guns. My doggy will be inside now, shaking like a leaf. Yeah, it was never here. It was never in the top box. I have never seen that piece. I didn't even know it was missing until I went to think, sort of, where does this go? Where does this lock go? It has to sit somewhere, but it doesn't. It's just missing. That panel is missing. So if any of you guys know where I can get one of those, what is the part number of it? The part number is, I can't remember, but I'll put a little link on after this to let you see what it is. Everywhere says it's obsolete. There's a couple online on eBay and various other places, and they want like 40 quid. 40 quid for a little piece of plastic with 2 holes in it. Come on. It's not right. It's not right, sir. I might even get some old milk cartons out and try and fabricate something to go in there. It's not... The metal bracket's the structural part of this handle. That is the part, but it sort of slips over, and then, like I say, it clips in the back of it there. That's how it should be, like that. You see. So I don't know. I might be able to profile a piece of plastic. Perhaps if I do it 10mm bigger, like that, I can sit it on the inside. I do a bit of Alditing sort of thing, or resin or something, just to hold it in place. Drill a hole in it, and do that. You know, 40 quid. Come on. People, don't mug people over. It's a piece of plastic. It's a tenner all day long. It's a tenner. There are some mean people in the world. Come on, Ukraine. Okay, right. Leave me to it. I need to crack on and stop flipping waffling. Chuffing Nora. Right, after a long time, I've had 3 brews. This is what we are left with. As you can see, there is literally no stone unturned, but there is tiny little pieces, and the worst parts are the parts I just couldn't get into, and that's into there, and the opposite side there. But as you can see, the rest of it is absolutely beautiful. So I have the etch primer for polished metals to go over there, but first I'm going to put a bit of crusty rusty in these parts, in little tiny little joints, just to give that a little bit of protection before the paint goes on. So I'm going to crust it, etch it, satin black it, in that order. I think I need something to eat. Get a bit shaky. Gout's back, flipping out. Started aching yesterday at work. It's me right ankle. I had it in my finger. It was gout. That's what it was. It was gout. So little did I know, and I don't know how I've sort of gotten it. It's not as if I drink lots of alcohol or anything. So, but I'm being serious as well. I'm not mucking about. It's a bit bizarre, but it's not the first time I've had it. It's like a yearly, like a seasonal kind of thing. It seems to always sort of springtime. Okay, right, yeah, well earned rest. I think I might go and get myself a sandwich, get rid of them shaky wakies, see if the postie's been. Hopefully he has been. and go from there. Batteries are all getting charged up now. That's all lovely jobbly. Flipping heck. Yeah, that's taken a while. I think what I will do is I will paraffin bath it with my delicate, soft, bristled brush, just to get every little molecule out of those gaps. And then I shall hot air gun it to make sure all that residue has gone. Then I will acid etch, crust, etch, and then setting. Because yeah, it needs to be done right, doesn't it? I don't know whether I'm doing it right or not, but I think that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, right, sarnie time. Fish isn't good. I've had a lot of prawns recently. That's not good for gout. Mollusks and shellfish and fish, although they're great source of omega-3, they're not. There's another chemical in it. Well, another ingredient in it that flares up gout, which is rather painful. Hence me not being in the shed for a couple of weeks. I'm sort of barely, because I've been really concentrating really hard for a good, well, I don't know what the time is now, 1:30, crikey, hour and a half on there. You know, guys, when you concentrate on something, you just don't think of nothing else, do you? So it kind of takes it away. Okay, get the violin out, easy, big Jesse. As you guys have been messaging me, seeing if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you lot are okay as well, and you're keeping safe and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's been literally physical restraints that I've been keeping out of the shed, unfortunately, at the moment. Right, I think I'm going to wrap that up there. I think there's enough for an episode. So I will be painting that. Well, that should be painted. Start of the next episode. I don't even know what number it is now. Is it 18 or something? 90? I don't know. Right. Thank you for watching. Comment down below, please, if you have any hints or tips, and especially if you know where I can get that plasticky bit for there. I am not spend. Well, I can't spend 40 quid on a little piece of plastic when, you know, that's half a litre of fuel. You know. Right, okay, I'll catch you boys later. What you horrible lot, stand at ease. Right, what we doing? Today is the day that it all goes back together. I don't care about that oil seal. I'm just going to put the oil seal back in, and I am going to pre-mix the fuel. Oh crikey, what's this rubbish? Right, yes, radio. We don't do radio, do we? Okay, right, so brew is in the house. Oil pump, oil seal, engine, brackets drying, scoot is ready. Do you know what, I'm still gonna need to take this panel back off because I need to plug all the wiring in, which is right up in there. Okay, enough waffling, let's just get on and do it. Okay. Peed off is a slight understatement. Right, I have got my reservoir up here, resembling the oil bottle, and it goes straight into there, straight into the intake feed, and off there is this long pipe which goes to the vacuum. So when the engine's sucking in for the fuel, it pulses and sucks a little bit in there through this valve. Now I've had that valve out, and honest to God, I've had to get my compressor on there, on the end of it, and that's a lot of pressure, isn't it? That's a lot of bar. And when I just pulse that, it just about lets by. Now there is no way on this planet that a little vacuum pipe from the intake from the carb to the engine, there is no way that's producing that sort of vacuum. Not on this planet. So that valve's knackered. So it is knackered, isn't it? I'm going to take that valve out again and just see what I can do with it. See if there's anything I can. It's a brass unit, if you like. Inside it there's a spring and I guess a ball bearing. So, which is, you know, as you suck, the compressor's a spring and a ball bearing, lets the oil pass, and then the spring returns, so on and so forth. Yeah, right. Let's watch this. Let's see what goes on. Okay, I'll give it one more try. What I'm doing is I am simulating the pulse suck from this Venturi via my mouth. So that should be easily enough suction to draw the oil through there, or even just bleed this pump. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Right, just give it another whir. Right, I'm going to suck a bit of pressure in first, so it sticks to my tongue. Oh, bollocks! This isn't going well today. So many things have gone wrong so far. I've had to take literally everything off the engine, literally all this, all that off, just to get that bloody tin work back on. It's alright taking it off, isn't it? But when you've got to try and put it back, it ain't good. So I've been chasing my tail. Okay, right, suction. Not a frickin' dicky bird. Not a flipping drip coming out of there. So, let's take this brass thingy out and get that sorted. Excuse me a second, let me put you down there and whir you up in the air a little bit. Like that. So you can see me trying to rip the shit out of it. I'm in a tiz today because I really want to get this bike flipping going. And nothing's appertaining. Right, adjustable. Where's my adjustable? There it is. Hurrah. First of all, let me just bend this bracket up a bit so I can get the thing out of there. Like so. Let's get this piece of pipe off. Right, that's that. That can hang up on the floor. I hang my clothes in the floor drobe. Never mind. Right, let's get a good grip on this thing. Okay, we've got it spinning. Let's try and pull. Don't fall on the floor, Mr. Engine, because I won't be happy. Right, here we have the offending critter. Now I've airlined it, I've put my vacuum thingy on it, and it literally has to go up to like 120 psi before it sucks anything through there. Now I know, I guess, when the engine is on the what should we say, on the explosion, on the ignition side of the stroke, a bit of pressure, it shouldn't come past the oil seal, which is shit, but it still, they said there should be pressure pushing the oil through there and sucking out of the other hole. Where's the other hole? Oh, there it is on the end of there. Do you see what I'm saying? So it should be pushing through there, and then the carburetor is also sucking through there. So I can't simply take the guts out of here, because there's still nothing letting by via this bloody thing. You can just about see the ball bearing in there. Let's put a light on. You see that ball bearing in there? It really is a flipping sausage. Let's see if I can stick anything down there to just jimmy it out. Is that too big? Yeah, it's too big. I don't want to put anything metallic down there because, well, it's brass, isn't it? And anything metallic is just going to wreck that. Right, leave it with me for a second. I'll see what I can come up with. Okay, here we are again. I have the airline already, and I am going to put the airline on the bottom of that valve. You should see a little bit of stuff come flying out the top. Yes, it is coming out that hole. I can confirm. That's just air, okay? Obviously, because it's just air going in. If I put a tiny bit of oil in there, like so. Now I need to stick a pin or something in there, don't I? Just to bloody get that air out of there. It could be that the air is just compressing in here, isn't it? And that compression is not enough to suck liquid through. Because when I put the air pressure on, the airline on there, when I put oil in just a second ago before I started filming, nothing comes out of there then. Not a thing. So, I need a flipping pin, don't I? Where is a pin? I don't know. Right, I have successfully filled up that little hole in there with 2-stroke oil. So let's blast that through again and see if we get stuff coming through. Not a thing. No, there is a bit coming through, but no oil. What the chuff is going on? What is going on, boys? It says if oil stops flowing, it is because there is a vacuum in the system. So how the hell do you get how do you purge this? I mean, how? There are no screws on the pump itself. Okay. Okay, let's put the clear pipe on the end of there. That makes sense, doesn't it? I'll put the clear pipe on there, like so. Now I should be able to put a pipe on there with some stuff in it, and I should be able to suck that through, shouldn't I? Okay, so I've got my reservoir directly onto that valve, and here is that. So I'm going to stick that in my mush, and let me have a suck on it and see what happens. Oh my god. Okay. Right, so we can safely say that that is purged. Right. Okay, I'm now going to take this off, put that back in the pump, and go from there. Right, I've got that straight back in there. There's a tiny little bit of air in there, but nothing really to write home about. So I should be able to suck this through, shouldn't I? Right. What do you reckon then? Should I try and fire it up again whilst sucking on this pipe and seeing if we have any joy there? Oh my goodness me. What a flipping palaver, isn't it? Right, let's get the battery back here. Not a sausage. Oh my god. Why, oh flipping why isn't that letting through? It's got to be something to do with the internals of the pump then. Now it kind of looked overlaid. The shaft, the tube, the recess inside the pump is obviously like a, you know, a circular 10mm tube, and you have the plunger which goes up and down in it via the spring, and it's got like a cam on the end. So as it rotates via the drive from the engine, the cam pushes the pump plunger down, allows the oil in, then it returns via the spring, and so on and so on and so on. That's how it pumps. Now, when I took the shaft out, missus, let's get a bit funny again. I thought it looked ovalated, but when I put the shaft back in, There is absolutely no left or right place. So if it was overlated, i.e. worn, you would have slight movement, wouldn't you? Ooh, bit of movement on your shaft, madam. Oh, at my age. Doesn't make it any easier, does it? I don't know what to do. Getting these pumps new isn't a thing. They're obsolete. You're not supposed to take them apart, therefore there are no serviceable parts to buy for the said pump. The only ones available are second hand online. And what's to say that they're not duff? So we've just worked out basically that one-way valve is actually doing its job properly. That is not an issue. The issue is something's not pumping as it should. Right, I am going to disassemble this pump once again and just see if there's anything absolutely obvious that slaps me in the face and says, look, you've put me in backwards, or... But then it didn't work to start with, did it? I'm going to have a go anyway. I am not giving up on this bloody pump. Oh my goodness. Okay, calm down, easy. Got me, boo. Eat, sleep, walk, dog, repeat. That's about right, boys, isn't it? And girls. Right, let's get into this pump. Now, the only thing not allowing me to suck through this, think about it logically, okay? There's a shaft in there with a tiny little hole in it, so the fluid, the two-stroke oil goes down the sun. Where does it go? It goes into the centre of the shaft, through the little hole, and then out through here, okay, via vacuum. Okay, that's how it works. And the engine turns over and it pumps obviously the piston in and out, so it has a pumping effect as well as. So it's pumping, this is sucking, and that's how it all works, okay? So the only way that is not pumping, and I haven't got enough suck to suck that open, madam, is if the shaft inside isn't rotating when the engine's rotating, is it? Right, let's get in there. Can you see that all right? Do you want me to zoom you in a bit? I can't zoom in, I've got my bloody gloves on. Nope, that's not working. Right, camera, do as you're bloody told. Right, let's zoom in. Okie dokie, matey. There's one little M5 screw. There's the second one. Now it should be spring loaded, this. Or should I say the plunger behind this. Right, there we go. There is the end of the oil pump. It has a little pin on it there, which as the shaft goes round is what pushes the plunger up and down. Okay, that's all it is. It sounds simple as that. There's nothing complicated about it. I'm the most complicated thing about this. Right, we have a oil seal here. It is completely fine, there is nothing wrong with that at all. And here, this lever, look, as you turn the lever, it pushes the shaft back down inside. Can you see that happening? It's only a tiny bit, it's all it needs. It's not, you know, it's a tiny little pump to pump tiny amounts of two-stroke oil. But when it doesn't work, your engine seizes up. Okay, so that's that. Now I need to get this shaft out of there to allow that plunger to come out. Okay, let's... Right, you can't really see a lot at the moment because I'm in the bloody way. So this comes out, and literally pulling that out like so. Now I've got to push that plunger back in very slightly. That's too big. Get a smaller screwdriver, Edie. You plonker, Rooney. Right, let's get that in there. Just to push the plunger down like that. You see that spring out then? Now I can literally take out this shaft. Alright, you can see that there. You've got like a double edge, like a, I don't know, like a, what's that, like 120 degree angle on there. Let's put that over there. And then when I take my screwdriver out, you can't see nothing because the bloody bracket's in the way. I don't know, do I? Right, let's bring you in a bit closer. So there is the cam. You can see as it goes round, that pin on the lid. Well done with that. That little part of the lid with a little pin on it. This piece hither, that little pin there, literally is there, and as the shaft rotates round, it allows this metal up and then down again, up, down, down. That's what causes the pumping action. Simple as. Right, now let's get... where's my tweezers? Where's my tweezers, madam? Where's my long nose pliers? That'll do. Let's take this plunger out of there. Sorry. There. It's on a shaft. This is the top half of it. So this part goes up and down via the spring, and the oil goes down inside there, and this little plunger plunges the oil down into the second part of the shaft, which you can't really see, well, I'll get out in a second, with the hole in it, which comes out here. Okay. Now, could I have had that in 180 degrees out? No, I can't, because see the bottom there, where my glove tip is there, they're stepped, and it's also stepped on the other half of the shaft, so it can only go in one way. Right, that's okay. I have retrieved the other part. That's what you see when you look down the hole in the oil pump. So obviously that bar goes in there. You see what I mean about being stepped? You've got a step on this side, flat on that side. So that literally marries up like that, you see, as it's going round. And there's that little hole, like I say. So the oil comes in and gets pushed out there. When this shaft is round to the outlet hole there, it's perfectly in line with that, obviously, for obvious reasons. So let's pop this little beastie. Okay, let's pop that back in there, like so. There we go. All nicey. So now that should... what's stopping that? Ah, there we go. So that's now right in there. Now forget me if I'm wrong, but that should... there we go. There's my little screwdriver. That should, if I hold that little bit, tiny bit of pressure on there like that, when we fire the engine, that shaft should rotate, shouldn't it? Well, let's turn the engine over, sorry, not fire it. Let's have a look. It is going round very slowly. See that? So everything seems to be doing its thing correctly. So what the hell is going wrong? Okay, right, I'm going to pop my shaft back in that hole, if I can find it. Where's my shaft gone? Come on, missus. Where is it? It's right there. Let's pop that back in there. Puppy power. That doesn't go there. That goes in there like so. Right, there are literally no seals here. It is literally like that. Go on, in you go. In you go. In you go. Why isn't that going in? Because I need to line the spring up. Let me get you out of the way. Let me do that and get that shaft back in. And we'll fire it over again and see what happens as and when we do the engine turnover again. Okay, that's it. I am absolutely up to here with this bloody oil pump. It is not pumping. I've put it all back together. I tried the reservoir trick again. The things, obviously, I really want to know whether that shaft was rotating inside, because if it wasn't, it wasn't pumping, was it, basically? Anyway, I am absolutely at my flipping end with this thing. Anyway, that go off. So I've just put the plumbing on. That pipe obviously goes to the fuel tank to vacuum the valve to open up the petrol petcock and allow the fuel through. So I am literally just going to put the bike back in its frame, flipping mix up some fuel and try and start the bugger. I have wasted, what time is it? It's bloody 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been out here since 9 o'clock this morning. Again, another sodding day wasted fannying around with this bloody oil pump that doesn't sodden work. Right, it's going to get a punch in the tits if it carries on. Let's get this engine in this bike. Yeah, fucking wanker. How you doing, Mr. Winston? Mr. Quality Control. What? Yeah, later. We'll go out later. Lay on me jumper if you want. Flipping heck. I had to stop shaking, aggression, all that kind of stuff. Every single nut and bolt is taking me like half an hour. It is ridiculous. Anyway, engine is in, and what a chuffing palaver that was. And then afterwards, I took this panel off from here to do the wiring, and it would have been a lot easier if I'd have done that in the first place. It's one of them, lads. It's one of them. I don't know. Anyway, we are this close to putting some petrol in with some mixture. I just need to read the book to see what how much it is to 1 ratio for this bike. I will pop some 2-stroke in the tank, in 2-stroke tank, just in case when the motor's running, for some reason it starts to pump oil through itself. Who knows? Stranger things have happened, eh? But I couldn't waste any more time, get me knickers in a twist on that ridiculous thing. So, like I say, I've literally just got to find the top of the carburetor and put that in there like that, and then I've got to just connect that in there to that pump mechanism to pull the lever open and close as you throttle. Oh, you want to come in here, don't you? Come on in. There you go. See, you want to check my work, don't you? Hey, you want to check it? Yeah, you're a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, so yeah, when he's checking over the work, and hopefully I can get some petrol out of the CB250 RS. All I can do is get a litre, and then whatever the ratio is, I can work it out quite easily using one of my jugs, and hopefully try and start the thing, see if it actually works. I've got a couple of engine bolts I need to do up, but there's nothing stopping me now whacking some petrol in after I get these cables sorted out. So what am I doing waffling? Why am I not cracking on? Because I've just had my dinner. It's just going, it's about here. It's on its way down. And Mr. Winston's coming for a cuddle. Yeah. Right, see you in a minute. Yours. See you in a minute. Ma. Somebody's having a snooze. Ah, he's not. Right, we have reached that moment where I turn the key and I press the start button, see what happens. Okay, so we've got only a little bit of fuel. I've got literally half a litre in there, and I put, where's my measuring cup? Half a litre is 500 ml, and I worked out that it's 20 ml per half a litre, so I've put 20 ml in there, just over 20 ml. So that's all mixed up, and in there I have actually put some 2-stroke oil in the tank. Right, shall we just try it and see what goes on? Okay. Oh, I've got to pull the brake on, haven't I? I think, let me put that on there. Oops. Come on, Spiller, get your leg out of the way. Right, brakes on. Let's give it a bit of throttle, because you need the fuel vacuum to create in the tank to open the tank to let the fuel through. Okay, we've got nothing at the moment. Spark plug's in, isn't it? Yeah. Right, let's give it another blast. See, I don't know even if there's enough fuel in there. Okay, not looking good so far. Come on, girl. Okay, well, rather than flatten the battery, I'm just going to uncable tie my fuel lines and just see if I've got fuel coming through. Right. Okay, well, I think I found the culprit. I took off the vacuum pipe. It goes to the tank and then return fuel. And when I sucked in the pipe, nothing came out. And I sucked harder and it clicked and fuel pissed out of there. So, let's give it another go. On with the key. We have lights. Oil warning lights on because I've only just put half a litre on it. Oh, it's gone out, so that's fair enough, that works. Brakes on. Key. Okay, right, let's just undo the float bowl. Screw. Whilst we tick over and see if we've got anything coming through. Yes, we do. We have fuel in the float bowl. Okay. That's something, I suppose, isn't it? Right, let's have another go. Right, next question is, have I got these pipes around the right way? This is basically the automatic choke. Right, I'm just going to check the book again. Right, stick around. Right, well, the plumbing seems fine. Let's go back to where I saw it. The plumbing, come on plumbing, where are you? Not there. Not there. Here we have one behind that fuel stay goes to number 1. The one behind it from the car body goes to number 2. So we've got that one behind the car body goes to number 1. Fuel car one goes to number 2, and that's the third one. Okay, which goes to this breather here. Well, let's see if we get spark. Let's just turn that light off. Just touch that on there, should be enough. Right, let's see if we've got spark. Oh, we have absolutely beautiful spark. Okay, bit of a head scratcher. Let's put that ignition off, put the plug back in, and try it again, I think. Don't know. Okay, that's plugged back in temporarily because it needs to put that seal in properly. Okay, so I'm really not sure what's going on here. Let's put the key on again. Let's try it. I've got fuel leaking out there. Okay, right, hold it there. Okie dokie, I have had one of them days where fuck all's gone right. I mean, nothing's gone right. Sorry, guys. Battery's just gone flat on me, so it's now on charge on my intelligent charger. So, I'll leave that to do that today. There's fuel in the float bowl. I've taken off the air cover, and there is nothing coming up through the jets, nothing at all. So I am going to order a NH80 carburetor from China land and just see if that works if I change it over. What I did is I changed over some of the parts from that float kit. Do you remember that float kit I bought? Because the sump bowl was knackered. So I don't know. I don't know if the parts I put in are just not good. I don't know. So they're about 20 quid. I'm just going to throw a carburetor on it when it turns up and see what happens. Okay, I've had enough now for today. I've had enough. I've got a headache and it's really not been pleasant at all. Anyway, chin up, easy, no worries. No Ribena because of the gout. Mr. Man here is totally pissed off. Look at him. He's just turned his back on it. He's gone, no, quality's no, that's not quality. So I've got to heed his advice and go indoors and put my feet up. So that is definitely the end of this episode. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any hints or tips, drop them down below. I'm leaving this bomb site as it is because I can't be arsed. Yeah, let's put a new carburetor. It's got spark, it's got air, it hasn't got fuel. Okay, I need to fill up my fuel can as well, don't I? And put some. I'm going to get some of that ethanol free stuff. Mind you, what's that, about £6 a gallon now, isn't it? A litre. Right, anyway, take it easy guys, thanks for watching. Drop a like down the bottom because it makes it's a little bit of a payback for me really. I don't know how, but it's nice to have the likes to keep my channel running, really, to keep me doing this, because I don't get paid for it, but it's just a love. And if I can help anybody out, if any of this helps anybody, then it's worthwhile, isn't it? But yeah, drop a like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, check out my other videos. They're just as stupid as this one. Okay. Come on, Mr. Winnie, let's go. We need to go for walkies.